Hey guys, this is Nick from ForexNoobs.com with my midday analysis. Just a quick notification before the analysis. Right now, the Forex Mastermind course is open for enrollment for a few days. Visit the link below this video to check out the course. So before I start the analysis, I want to explain how it works so you can actually use it in your trading. On most Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I hold a live analysis session for my Forex Mastermind students. These sessions are recorded and posted to YouTube. I say most because some days I'm busy and other days I'm not trading, and I have a rule: when I'm not trading, I do not post analysis. In the analysis, I look for price action reversal setups on around 10 to 20 pairs that I'm currently trading. I check every time frame for every pair, taking a systematic approach to doing analysis. Personally, I do this analysis several times per day, but only the midday session is recorded as most setups are spotted then. So what are setups? A reversal setup occurs when price stalls at an area of support resistance and a transition of power occurs, from buyers to sellers or from sellers to buyers. I wait for price to approach these areas and spot potential setups. But these setups are not actual trades. When I share a setup on this analysis, it doesn't mean I'm entering the trade right away. Setups are just setups, and many setups do not trigger, so they never actually become trades. But some of them do, of course, and some of them become trades. To understand this, you have to know a little bit about my strategy, which I share for free on forexfornoobs.com, and there's a link to the strategy also below. I use 4 different tags in the name of these analysis videos. The tags are in brackets at the end of the name. It's important to know these tags just so you understand what is in the video. So if you see no setups, that means there are no setups today, obviously. If you see upcoming setups on, that means there are no setups, but I have spotted some very strong support resistance areas, which may lead to setups later in the day. So that could be anywhere between a few hours to a whole day. And if it's tagged with setups on, that means there are setups today, and I'm sharing potential trades in the video itself. So let's get started with the analysis. So today is Tuesday the 7th of March 2017, and it is 13:01 here in the UK. You're looking at a AUDNZD daily chart. Let's get started with the analysis. It's stuck in between 2 support resistance areas. I mean, not really that much we can do here. Yeah. Alright, how about NZDJPY? Let's look at what's happening here. It's broken below the support area. Now it's pushing back up to it. So I don't really see much opportunity to enter a trade. Not even a continuation type trade. Yeah, it's just nothing really I would want to trade. Alright, AUD New Zealand, what's going on here? Ooh, I forgot about this. It's making new highs. So we need to place some resistance up here. So I kept this for the webinar. I wanted to place resistance in the webinar. Show you guys how I do it. I mean, obviously you guys in the room right now know how I do it because you're in Forex Mastermind, but this is more for people on YouTube. So that was me placing a resistance area, and see how fast and easy that was? I'm going to adjust it down a little bit. So let me tell you why I've placed this area here. It could be slightly higher too. Could be something like this. But when you first place it, you just throw it up where you think it is, and then you can adjust it later. So I first placed it here because I looked for the most recent bounces. So the most recent bounce from there. Then there's that one. It's a minor bounce. Let's zoom in a bit actually. So yeah, let's do this again. Most recent bounce, that one there. Then we got this like minor bounce here. It broke up through it, came back down, and then bounced as a continuation. So, you know, that looks pretty good. If we look back further, we see some bounces up here, up there, there. So perhaps pulling this up to here might make more sense. And yeah, I guess it kind of does. But I'm just going to put it there in between the two. It looks like there's just support resistance all the way through this area, really. So starting from about here all the way to around up there, that's where the area is. So all of this is going to provide some resistance, I believe. So I'll just place it there in the middle, and we'll go with that. And we can see that price is approaching that pretty quickly right now. I mean, it's in fact bouncing away from our resistance area, sort of. I mean, it's just touched it, and it's stalling a little bit. So yeah, let's. Ooh, 4 hour has some somewhat indecision. Probably won't want to trade this, not this low, not this far below the resistance area. Let's see what happens. Ideally, what we're going to see is price pushing up to here, stalling there, and then we can get a reversal. So I'm going to keep a close eye on this. This is the 1.0900, let's call it, resistance area for AUD New Zealand. Let's keep a close eye on that. Let's see what happens over the course of the day. We might get a pretty nice looking reversal trade there. Trending up heavily, so it would be a retrace reversal. We'd want to see something like this, like we've already seen there with that minor reversal. So this kind of reversal, we're not targeting all the way down to the next support area. A much smaller target would be fine, because we'd be looking at a retrace, which then price continues in the direction of the actual trend from. So we'd be looking at entering short roughly here, getting out when it hits around 1.5 to 2 R. And by 1.5 to 2 R, I just mean risk reward. So 1.5 to 2 times the stop. And if getting 2 times the stop will mean that you have to set your target all the way down here, then I'd probably skip this trade. So yeah, let's keep a close eye on it. Let's see what happens with AUD New Zealand, and let's move on to AUDUSD. AUDUSD is in between two separate areas, so there's no actual trade opportunity that I would want to take. Let's go CAD CHF. Don't even know why I have this pair. I don't trade it, so let's go to CAD JPY. I think CAD CHF, there was a potential trade there last week that someone in Forex Mastermind was asking me about it. I think that's why I have it open, but I generally don't trade that pair, so I'm not going to bother doing analysis on it. Unless you guys want me to, then obviously I will. Yeah, this is a bit messy. CAD JPY was good while it lasted. There were like some really nice reversals there. We had that one, short reversal, then we had this one, bullish reversal, then this one, short reversal, and possibly this one, I can't remember. So there were a few good reversals taken here, but now it's just stuck on this support area, so I don't really think there's much of a chance left in this channel. You're still short, Aziz? $14 days? Seriously? Or were you talking about a separate trade? I see you're typing, so I'll just... You're still in it? 14 days? That is pretty impressive for you. The reason I say that is because I remember you exiting a lot of trades early. Like way too early. Like, ooh, I've made 20 pips profit. I'm gonna cash some in, and then the trade goes another 200 pips in that direction. It is a big improvement, but perhaps you're improving a little bit. Perhaps you're going a bit overboard. nice to have a bit of a balance. I mean, I'm not saying this isn't going to continue down, but have you at least locked in some profit? Because you've had a really big move with this one. You've had a really big short move. So I'm just going to guess what your entry would have been and your stop loss. I mean, I might not be exact, but so you're at least a 2 risk reward ratio, but possibly more, possibly 2.5, 2.6, something like that. All right, you've done half. Okay, that's good then. That's cool. Yeah, keep it open. See if it keeps running down. I mean, it is finding quite heavy support here, and it has done so the last 2 times it popped down. It found pretty heavy support here, but this time, I mean, it obviously has found support. It's stalled here, but it doesn't really look like buyers are taking control. So yeah, there's. I wouldn't say it's a bad idea to leave it open. It's starting to trend down. We could see that the trend is. Oops, I need to use that. We can see that the trend is starting to kind of slope downwards. I mean, it's still part of a pretty strong up move, but it's definitely starting to slope downwards. My advice would be don't freak out too much if it doesn't continue down right away. If you want to keep it open, or if you want to commit to keeping it open, then you should really commit. So if it pulls back to here, for example, don't freak out and close it. Because at that point, you may as well just close it out now if you're going to freak out over a slight move back. But yeah, that would be my advice. Otherwise, good work. Anyone else still in this? And yeah, also right now, there's no potential trade that I can see here. So let's move on. Euro AUD, I missed this. I rarely miss a trade that I want to take. I forgot to set an alarm on this. I wanted to go short, but I'm honestly not sure if I actually would have went short. I'm not too crazy about this setup, but this was a potential setup. Is anyone in this? I'm not too crazy about it because of the risk to reward ratio. It's just not that good. I mean, by the time it starts getting close to this pretty strong major support area, I'm only going to be at 1.5 risk to reward. I'm not that crazy about that. You know, if my 1.5, let's say the trade formed a little bit differently. Let's say it formed like this, okay? So the entry was a lot higher up. Now, if it was like that, I'd be a bit happier because my 1.5 would be around about here. So we can see if we look to the left, because whenever you enter a trade, the first thing you do is look to the left, or whenever you're planning to enter a trade, not after you've entered. When you're planning to enter a trade, when you're looking at a setup, the first thing you do is look to the left. So looking to the left, what does that show us? It shows us that this area is going to possibly stall price a little bit. So if my 1.5 was down in this area where price was potentially going to stall a little bit, that way if it stalled for too long, I could exit with my minimum risk to reward ratio, which is 1.5. I'd be happy. But with this, if your entry was that low, your 1.5 is going to be all the way down at the support area. So my point is, I was looking at this, I was thinking I might enter, I might not enter. I forgot to set an alarm, so that choice has been made for me. It's too late now. And I know it's retraced, but I don't want to enter on a retrace like this because that retrace is not exactly a good sign for this trade. If I were already short, that retrace, I mean, I would hold, but that retrace would indicate that the sellers aren't as strong as I was hoping they would be. So entering now would not be the smartest decision now that it's pulled back. So yeah, I'm not sure if I would have taken it. I'm not 100% sure if I would have entered, but the choice has been made for me because I forgot to set an alarm. So It's all good, I guess. All right, EURNZD, similar setup. EURNZD stalling at resistance, turning around, but the indecision candle is too big. So risk to reward ratio just isn't that good on this one. So yeah, let's go on to another one. Hope we actually find some trades that I would take today. Euro GBP, there was a potential trade here that never triggered. I think we talked about this on Friday. I can't remember. But yeah, this never triggered, ended up pushing up. So nothing really much to do with this because it's above resistance. EURJPY, what's up with EURJPY? Broken above resistance, nothing going on there. Euro New Zealand. Oh, I saw this one before the analysis. A Forex Mastermind member Skyped me about this one. I forgot about this. Okay. So yeah, there's a potential trade here. Can't believe I forgot about this one. It looks pretty cool. Again, risk to reward ratio is not too great. It's not amazing. But it has some potential. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I guess the best thing with this would be if we're able to enter a little bit higher. So if we can get in on a slight retrace, maybe that will give us a decent risk to reward ratio. So I'm not crazy about this, but there is potential here. Euro New Zealand short. It's definitely worth looking out for. I'm going to move it to the top of the list, and I just want to see how it plays out in the coming hours. Yeah. So ideally, what I want to see here. Let's zoom in a little bit. The most ideal situation would be if price stalls here a little bit longer. That way we get a few new lows and then we can get an entry around about here. That would be the most ideal situation. If it starts pushing down already though, so let's say this candle here starts pushing down, I might consider an entry, but what I would want to see would be price breaking this low and then retracing almost immediately, just a little bit. Because that happens a lot when a new low is broken, price retraces a little bit. Then I could get an entry up here somewhere. That will give me a better risk to reward ratio. Because right now I'm not crazy about the risk to reward ratio. So that's a possibility, but that's a bit, it might happen. It might not happen is what I mean to say. But if we get indecision here, if this stays as indecision, price stalls here a bit longer, might get better potential entry. So let's keep a close eye on Euro New Zealand. It's worth keeping an eye on. Not too crazy about it, risk reward ratio wise, but it'd be silly not to watch it closely. All right, nothing I would really want to trade on Euro USD. Anyone short on GBP AUD still? I think it was a 12-hour short. Sorry, George, did you just type yes now or did you type yes earlier? All right, okay. So no one short on this? All right, well, no sense talking about it then. Yeah, price is just heading down still, so. GBP-CAD, what is happening here? What happened to my support resistance areas on this one? Oh, it doesn't matter because there's no actual setup there, so. GBP-JPY is headed down. It's broken below support. I think this week's going to be one of those weeks where we get some nice setups at the end of the week, but start of the week seems a bit dry. GBP New Zealand will remove. New Zealand CAD. Okay, there's something going on here. Now, I'm not crazy about this setup with the gap and all, but yeah, good risk reward ratio. The area has some nice history, bounced away before, ended up being a profitable trade, took quite some time, but ended up being profitable. Yeah, let's keep a close eye on New Zealand CAD. Let's see what happens here. I mean, it's not a pair that I'm really crazy about trading. I'm not even sure if I've ever traded New Zealand CAD. I probably have at some point, but it's not something I would commonly trade. But that doesn't really matter. I mean, what we're seeing here is quite clear. Nice strong move down, followed by indecision on support. It's a support area that has had a pretty, I'm not going to say decent, but it's had an okay-ish reversal. So let's see how this plays out. Any trade that would be open here would probably have to be held for quite some time. You know, generally I like to exit my trades within 1 to 2 days, but this one would probably have to be open for quite some time. But regardless, it's worth keeping an eye on. So let's do that. New Zealand USD. I think the support resistance areas need a bit of adjusting on this one. It's quite clear where it's stalling now. There's some strong support. I'm not sure what happened to these support areas, but I guess there's one there, but it seems pretty weak recently. I don't think I've updated these ones. Recently. It doesn't look like it anyway. Anyway, okay. I'm going to pull this area up to here because it definitely makes more sense having it up here. I don't know why I had it lower. I'm not too sure. It was possible that it hadn't been updated in a while, or maybe I don't know. I'm not sure why I had it where it was. So this one makes a lot more sense because if you look, we have some very strong bounces there. And now it's stalling there again. So this doesn't look like a nice strong indecision candle that I'd want to take, at least not right now. But it could definitely turn into a potential trade. My problem with this is that it has a pretty long upper wick. So long upper wick, there's two problems with that. First of all, long upper wick means my entry is going to be quite late. So I'd have to enter somewhere up here because I like to enter on the break of if I'm going long, I want to enter on a new high. So that's going to be a pretty huge, a pretty small risk reward ratio, really. Not an ideal risk to reward ratio. Again, we have that same thing, 1.5 at the next resistance area. So many huge indecision candles the last few days. Alright, 12 hour is showing us some smaller indecision, so I guess that's good. Alright, New Zealand USD, what I'm seeing right now isn't that convincing. But that being said, it is on a strong support area, a support area that has a lot of history, like all those bounces there. So from mid 2016 onwards, it's had 5 extremely strong bounces from this area. So I'm definitely interested in potentially taking a long trade here, long reversal trade. I just want to see how probably this 12-hour candle closes, because it's a bit messy right now. So I would need to figure out where the best entry would be on this. So let's keep a close eye on this. Let's see how the 12-hour candle closes. I'm going to have to do some further analysis on it, but it has potential. I mean, we've got indecision forming on top of a strong area of support. Price is quite clearly stalling here. So we're getting the stall here. There is potential. All right, USD-CAD. I know a lot of you have been looking at this for a while now, but it doesn't really look that good to me anymore. Especially lately, it's just been pushing up. There's nothing that I would really want to trade here on USD-CAD. USDCHF. Really messy, nothing that I would really want to trade there. NZDJPY. Anyone still short on USDJPY? You cancelled your pending order on USD-CAD, Tom? The one you talked to me about on Skype yesterday? Or was that USDJPY? Yeah, USD-CAD, all right. Yeah, I mean, I agree with your assessment on that one. It just doesn't look that good. You should have cancelled. Ash, you're still in a USD-JPY short? Awesome! The reason I say awesome is because you've been having a problem with your stop losses. You've been putting them way too tight. So for you to still be in this one, I'm just going to go out on a limb and guess that you've placed a decent stop loss. Otherwise, you probably still wouldn't be short here. Would that be right? By a decent stop loss, I would mean you have entered based on that candle, but your stop loss was high enough to not take you out when this spiked back here. Nice, nice. Good work, man. That's a big improvement. I've been trying to get that message through to you, and I'm glad it's finally sunk in, man. I'm glad. That was a good stop loss, because you see, this is going to happen a lot of times, especially if indecision forms low below the support area, below the resistance area. It's not like you can't enter a trade here, but if you enter a trade, you need to accept that your stop loss has to be a bit higher, because there's still a strong potential for buyers to push up and test this resistance area again. So placing your stop loss right here, it would have stopped you out, but yeah, you placed a good stop loss. Nice. So today the setups we have are Euro New Zealand. Euro New Zealand looks kind of okay. Ideally, I'd want to wait for more candles to form. I don't want to enter based on this one. So I'd want to see price stalling here for a bit longer. Let's say if this was a short that triggered on Thursday, I'd be much happier with that. That being said, I might be tempted to enter today. It just depends. I'm going to run some risk analysis on this. Risk analysis being this tool here. A bit more in depth than this one, but roughly that tool there. So I'm going to be running some risk analysis on it, and I'll decide if it's worth entering at that point. New Zealand CAD, again, New Zealand CAD looks kind of okay. Might be worth entering, might not be worth entering. I just want to see how this one plays out. It looks okay-ish on the daily, and it's a very similar setup to what we saw last time on the daily. So it's definitely worth considering this one. Look at those lows. Look how perfectly they match up. And wait, look at those highs. I mean, so far this candle is a mirror image of the candle we saw last time. Now, obviously, it's got quite some time until it closes. This is a daily candle, so we've got another 8 hours until it closes, but I mean, that's a bit funny. It's a mirror image candle of what we got last time from the same support area. So interesting stuff here, interesting stuff with New Zealand CAD. I want to see how this one plays out. New Zealand USD, again, we are getting price stalling. This candle is not ideal. I'm not crazy about it, but I want to see how it plays out. And yeah, I'll keep a close eye on it. I'll run some risk assessment probably after the 12-hour candle closes, but maybe the daily would be a bit better for this one. And then we got, oh wait, AUDCAD? No, AUD New Zealand, wasn't it? We had an area to watch out for. Yeah, so AUD New Zealand, we have price approaching the strong resistance area. So I want to watch out for the strong resistance area. I want to see what happens here, because I wouldn't mind getting into a bit of a small reversal trade there. So I guess that wraps up the analysis. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching the analysis. I hope it was useful. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button below. In case you missed it, Forex Mastermind, my online training course and forum, is now open for enrollment for a few days. Check it out by clicking the link below this video. Also, for instant notifications when I post analysis or other cool videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button below. Once the setups I share in this analysis trigger, I post live updates as I manage the trade, such as my entry, exit, stop, and when to get out of the trade. For these updates, add me on Facebook or Twitter by clicking the buttons below. I'll see you in the next video.